the 119 machine, you can see Team Ernie the Badger.
We felt he let himself down. He let me down. He just let a lot of people down. We were disappointed. It was a disgrace.
This is the original belly pan that had a crack in, and I've welded together, and the plan is I want to stick it on the bottom and extend it down just to be an oil catch tray rather than buy something else on the bottom or put a 5-gallon container on that a lot of other people do. But to fiberglass it, it's quite hard to get fiberglass to stick to the plastic, so I've been looking up. It's not ABS like the fairing is, it is PA6, polyamide 6, and apparently the best thing you can get to stick to it is 2-part epoxy. So I've just got some epoxy resin stuff and stuck some of that matting on, which then I will cut off the lip round the bottom and we'll bodge together some sort of fiberglass belly pan. I can't do that until I've got it on the bike and see where the exhaust is. So let's see how that goes. It'll probably look crap, but we'll give it a go. Well, I started putting it back together, just put the new swing arm on, and then I'll come to start doing the shock linkage. I'm just taking this apart. It was moving, and I thought, oh, let's have a look at the bearings. Tried to knock this spacer out, and the bearings are absolutely seized. So I think I need to, I have to take this apart really and put some new bearings in. It's the right thing to do. Yeah, quite naive of me to think that this was usable. I've just been bashing at it, got the spacers out, but the bearings are absolutely seized in, so thin you can't really expect to get them out. So eBay job, found a reasonable used one for about 30 quid. It's because even replacing the bearings would be more than that. Well, I ordered one of these on eBay, but I thought I'd have a go anyway getting them apart. But they're seized in, so I used my old-fashioned trusted method of welding a bit of snot on the inside with a MIG welder and then knocking them out from the inside. A bit crude but effective, but it gives you something to knock against. So the spacers that go inside are pretty knackered as well. So if I was to buy these individually from Fowler's, it'd probably cost me about 200 quid anyway. But in theory, I could rebuild this with some fresh bearings. I think the bearings, these bearings I sell at, I think they're about 40 quid each for genuine Suzuki ones. But I'm sure I could find some. Wiimoto do them for about a tenner. Anyway, we'll hopefully the one that arrives from eBay in a couple of days will be all right now, so I'll be able to get the bike built this weekend. Shit's getting real. Put the forks on, some wheels on, and we've got no shock linkage obviously, so I've got a bit of wood under it. But yeah, rear wheels on, just testing it out. It's getting to the good bit now. Okay, since last night I've got brake calipers, brake lines on, controls left and right, switches. I've got the, well, I'll just pause that and put the lap timer on there. The lap timer on there fits just nicely under here. I did have to move the whole thing 25mm forward. I just made some spacers, spacers there on this bracket, so the whole thing's moved forward. Just cable tied this bit on here, put a couple of lights on there, not wired up yet. We've got foot pegs, rear brake, and I've bled the brakes, so we've got working brakes front and rear. I'll let the controls are put on here next, and then I think I'm going to start bolting the bits on that go on the frame and get the loom on it. Right then, parts arrived for the shock linkage. The shock linkage, took it apart, cleaned it and everything, and give it rattle can paint and grease the bearings and everything, make it look a bit tidier, and I've fitted the shock. I've made it exactly the same length as the original one. It doesn't feel massively damped, so I'm going to keep the original one so we can do a comparison if needs be. Also had a bit of a whoopsie with the handlebar clamp, tightening it and it fractured. Pleased it did that while I was building it, not while I was riding it, but I've got another set of those to put on. So I'm just going around bolting everything I can onto the frame. Got the ignition switch on, I've got the coil attached, and I'm just bit by bit cleaning things up, giving them a bit of spray of black to make them a little bit newer, and putting them back on. Oh, and the airbox, a friend has suggested, when watching the 44 teeth video, we've pulled the snorkel off to let a bit more airflow in and removed the filter element. Actually, I've just ripped out the insides. Apparently the ECU will cope with the extra airflow and give you a little bit more power on a race bike. Also wanted to share this genius idea for fitting the shock. When you've got the rear wheel on, you just stick a jack between the wheel and the frame, jack it up until you take the weight off the shock and get the bolts in and out, move it around. I'm usually doing this with a set of step ladders over the top and ratchet straps and all sorts, but this is absolute genius. Love it. So on going with the build, decided to put the loom back on. I've just been cleaning everything. Put the bits on ready for the tank and the seat and the lights. Okay, this end ECU, but I'm really regretting not having taken more photographs of where everything attaches. I mean, admittedly, a lot of it will not be needed. There's no ABS and stuff like that, but I'm just, I'm hoping that I'm going to find something to attach these relays to. I mean, they're probably just for lights. I don't really need them, but yeah, I could have done with some more photographs. Anyways, going back together. Still haven't cleaned the engine. Putting that off until I've got everything else ready. Mega shed out. So I put the loom on. I bolted pretty much everything I can possibly bolt back on until I get the engine in and get the bodywork and the tank back from a mate. Bit worried about the loom, but I think I found a plug for a socket for everything that's there. One thing that I haven't done and I should have done before I put the swing arm on, completely forgot about the what we'll call a shark fin. So for racing it's required, I'll just show you on the other bike. Yeah, the fin there to stop your any fingers or toes or anything getting caught in the chain run. Can't remember, this is the one that I bought when I built this bike. Can't remember how I attached it, but I'm probably just going to make one myself. It's just a bit of bent metal at the end of the day. I don't know whether it's going to be alloy or steel, but I'm going to check how I fixed it. Probably put some riv nuts in the swing arm. There we are, a couple of shark fins, just simple. I used the other one as a template, drew around it, just cut with an angle grinder, smoothed up with a flat wheel, was it like 80 grit or something, and drilled it, folded it in just in the vise. I haven't got a metal folding tool, so I just got to. I just checked on the other bike, and I just drilled and tapped into the swing arm, and it stayed on for 5 years, so that should do. I've got some riv nuts as well, so I'll just on there, lay the bike over so I can drill some holes, mega shed out. I finally got round to cleaning the engine. Probably spent 2.5 hours on this. It was absolutely filthy. The previous owner obviously wasn't too great on maintenance, but one thing he did do was put chain lube on it, because I must have scraped off like 150 grams of encased chain lube from here and inside the sprocket cover. Both nicely clean now. See some scrapes on the side. I think I'll spray a bit of satin black on over that, tidy it up a bit. Next thing I'm going to do as well, I'm going to check the valve clearances. Obviously easier to do that while it's out of the engine, see if I need to do any changes. So cleaned it with this gunk multi-purpose degreaser and some brake cleaner. Mega shut out. So just doing the valve clearances, taking these covers off, turning it clockwise until I've got top dead centre line in that hole, and cams are pointing away upwards, and got these markings on. I don't know if they're from the factory or whether it's been checked before, but inlet's meant to be between 5 and 15, and these are about 11. That's 12 there. It's just fitting through. So yeah, they're in spec. I'm just going to check the exhaust ones now and have a look what they're meant to be. So I've just checked the exhaust clearances, and they are 0.24 millimeters, both of them. Looking at what I've got on Google for the recommended clearances, that doesn't match up. The exhausts are much larger than it says, but it's not the proper, it's like the AI suggested thing. So I'm going to ask somebody who's got a manual, because I've got a manual, if these are in spec, or I might have to change some shims on the exhaust one. Usually expect the exhaust ones to be larger, but yeah, we'll get some advice on that before I put the engine back in. Okay, because I'm tight as 2 coats of paint, I haven't bought a manual, so I've got someone to check for me, and the valve clearances are spot on as they are, so I can put this back together. Before I did that, just taken the they call it pair valve exhaust gas. I can't remember what it stands for. There's underneath there's a little hole that goes down that lets air into the exhaust on while it's running. It's an emissions thing, so I've just pulled that up, filled it with some silicone sealant so it's blocked off and I don't have to worry about the tube on this. So I'll give that a bit of a clean up, giving this a wipe. I'm just going to give it a spray over with some gloss black, smarten it up slightly, and put it all back together. And I want you to put the bolt in through there. And once it's,
the bottom?
Well, just the top one first, and then that should hold it, alright?
Yeah. Do you come here often?
Every day.
Oh, I know. Tell me about it. Right, let's do it.